like professionals to you? We're the only real professionals in all of damn America tonight!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Leongs, the professional wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Lawson Leong, aka the man who conquered fire, aka the perfect shade of brown, and with me is America's sweetheart, FKA America's sweetheart, aka America's sweetheart, Katie Rose Leong.
That's right. I'm having headphone problems again. I'm using headphones that I got on an airplane 4 years ago. So, if you're watching this on video, enjoy watching me struggle with them the whole time.
Pencil in feud of the year, Katie Rose Leong versus her headphones.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
ongoing.
Will there ever be a winner?
There will be a winner
must continue.
If I ever have a little more money and can just buy a better pair.
Word. Katie, there's a lot of wrestling that is going on this week. What the hell? What in the world?
There's so much wrestling.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me how much wrestling there was. Because if you watch AEW Dynamite this week, everyone looked like shit. And it's because they all injured the shit out of each other on the biggest pay-per-view ever.
Yeah.
And then they have another one this weekend. So It's like everyone's just looking rough. And I'm not even like ragging on them. Of course they look fucked up right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it occurred to me watching it, I'm like, damn, there's too much wrestling right now.
Just to put in perspective, Orange Cassidy on the pay-per-view got forked in the brain, then put his hand in smashed glass to win his match, among all the other things that happened in that match. Then he main evented Dynamite, and now he's main eventing All Out. So that's
truly man of the year.
What a week that man is having.
That promo he pulled this week made me emotional, but we can get into that later, and I'll tell you why, because there's actually specific reasons.
You know what? No, you know what? Fuck it. We can get into it now, Katie, because we got to do the pay-per-view, so we might as well.
Okay, so basically, if you've been following AEW from its inception, Orange Cassidy is kind of a funny character who never really speaks, and he cut a promo this week, and that's a really big deal because he's never spoken in the ring before. But on a personal KRL note, Katie's been watching indie wrestling for a long time, and so, god damn it, headphones trying to cockblock my emotional story. So this kid, I've been watching him wrestle in like gymnasiums and shit for years prior, and I also knew a little bit of his Chikara work. And my bestie, DJ Accident Report, aka Eric Shorey, wrote a whole article on Orange Cassidy and his like postmodern wrestler character years before he was ever on television. It's on 187. You can look it up right now. It's a great article. So I've been rooting for this person for a long time, and he's very talented, and you know, he had a real ass job and everything when he started working for AEW. Like, this person had a lot to lose. You know, that character might have not translated to TV, and said he's like the most overdude in America. And to see him break that promo and get emotional and still make the character work somehow, I was just like, man, storytelling's so important. Like, I was just like, oh.
I said this to my friends while we watched this. It's like, there's no, I mean, we'll get it. There's no Punk on All Out. We lost the Punk main event, probably. There's no MJF world title match on All Out. Orange Cassidy's main eventing the show, and I was like, they needed him to cut this money promo at the end of this show.
It saved the whole thing, honestly.
He needs to talk people into this building, and that's what and I was like, that's what a money promo in wrestling is. That's what that means when they say that.
But also that they waited to this point to pull the trigger on it, I think was really smart, because, you know, they could have blew this load like years ago, and I'm really glad they did it. That they really waited until he had this like championship run where he's held onto that belt like 100 times now.
It's like 50
Was it like 40 defenses?
Something insane, yeah.
Yeah,
insane
so
amount.
I think it was really smart, and I was fucking lit
Yeah.
when he said, "I'm Orange Cassidy and I
I
don't
don't
have a
have a
catchphrase." And I was
catchphrase.
just like, "Ah!"
He goes, because I'm Orange Cassidy. And I don't have a catchphrase. It's just a beautiful.
Cause like I was
Yeah.
afraid the character would crumble when he finally spoke, because the whole point is that Orange Cassidy can't give a shit. It's like the
Right.
cornerstone of his character,
Yeah.
and instead he was able to cut a promo and make it more like, no, I am like, uh, I'm a conceptual wrestler. I'm a concept of a wrestler.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
so I can still cut promos. I don't know. It fucking
I'm a
was cool.
I'm a conceptual
Now,
character, but I'm still a person. Also, it's like
yeah.
I'm not just a
Because he's
cartoon. I have
like
feelings.
the funniest thing about him is usually a joke wrestler can't move, but this kid is so fucking a kid. He's like an adult man.
Yeah.
I'm just from Queens. Sorry. He's so good. Like he's
Yeah.
such a good wrestler, and to see him wrestle a lucha wrestler, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's the style of wrestling Orange Cassidy does. And no one really thinks about it, that he's
Yeah.
like a high flyer,
Yeah.
which I'm a fucking sucker for.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I have a secret hope, and this is definitely like not gonna happen. This is just fantasy booking on my part.
Hit us
That
with
he
it.
goes Orange Cassidy dark on the pay-per-view after being pushed too far, and he comes out in like, I don't know, like a black Adidas tracksuit instead of like his jean outfit, and he's like mad now. Mad Orange Cassidy.
Like going into the match with Moxley, or after he loses, or something, or what do you mean?
In the match, he
Oh,
goes
in the match. Oh,
the
okay.
the demon Orange,
Orange
Cassidy,
Cassidy.
or whatever his version of that is.
Yeah.
It won't happen, but that's how I would have done it.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he's gonna? You know what? Do you think he's gonna win? You think or Moxley? You think Moxley's
I
gonna beat him?
don't know. I don't think
I don't
so.
know either. Here's the
I
thing.
would like
though.
to see him win, but I can see why they would have him lose it now.
Yeah.
Considering everything.
It's
Who
Moxley
knows?
also.
If anything, this
Yeah.
Wembley pay-per-view proved again is that KRL does not know shit about wrestling. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know a single fucking thing. She's a stupid mark, and she's an idiot.
People
So,
aren't here for
whenever I'm giving
predictions.
my opinions on this, predictions, you should probably, if you're betting, bet against
Bet
me, because I don't know
against it.
shit
Yeah.
about anything.
No, if you're here for predictions, you're at the wrong show.
You're at the wrong show, bro.
Yeah.
Once again, it's all just fantasy over here. It's just marked out fantasy.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, we'll get into the full out thing later because we gotta do Wembley first. I think, just for chronological purposes. But I think Orange Cassidy can win, but I also think he could lose. But him losing means he might get into the main event picture after that. We'll see.
Right,
could
like
happen.
I think there's a lot of ways it can go.
Yeah. Before we get to that though, we gotta talk about the Wembley, the greatest show, the highest paid. They have the record. AEW officially the highest paid attendance in the history of pro wrestling.
I like the
show.
little quip when Jericho on Dynamite said it was like the highest and he's like, and that's shoot.
That's a shoot.
Because we all know WWE loves to just be like, this is the highest attended show ever, and there's like literally empty seats in the hard cam.
If you go on Wikipedia, the highest attended show is like a WWE show in North Korea, which we all know how reliable that is.
Yeah, my partner joked that Vince McMahon, after he shit a brick seeing this, has already booked some show in Saudi Arabia where everyone will be like mandated to go.
Yeah, the Saudi royalty will make everyone attend to set the new record.
The Shaw Invitational.
It's not exactly an invitational; it's an expectational.
Expectational.
No.
Truly.
So let's kick off with this main event, Katie, because actually I'm full of piss and vinegar up front here.
Woo!
MJF and Adam Cole.
Woo!
Main eventing 29. Okay, yeah. Let me see. It's 29 minutes flat for the AEW World Title. MJF retains via small package. First there was a draw. Then MJF won with a small package. Couple ref bumps and stuff.
I'm so dumb, y'all. I'm so dumb.
What?
I was so dumb during this match because I was
Okay.
like, "That's it? They're really gonna do a draw?" And then my partner's like, "No."
Yeah.
He's like, it's not ending here, kid. I'm like, they fucking played me like this. They fucking did. I'm
Yeah.
so dumb. I'm so stupid. So yeah, but unfortunately, it was lit.
It was great. It was great. Yeah. Okay, up front here, I will say, this match, I've seen some divisiveness about this match because
Okay.
of the very what's the word? Storytelling-y, I guess, morality play-ishness of it.
Right.
And I saw some people say that there was a lot of focus more on the friendship than it was about the title, which I think is true.
I'm sorry, we're
to some degree.
watching sports
But-
entertainment, bitch. We're not watching MMA.
Yeah.
I'm here for. If you don't want storylines, go watch a bum fight. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that, like, I feel like I liked MJF and Bryan Danielson more, because that was just all a physical storytelling match, which I liked more. But I also like this type of thing when it's done well, and that is the caveat I will say.
I think if all the matches were like this, I'd be pretty fucking annoyed.
Yes,
But
exactly.
this is the only storyline they're doing this with, and
Right.
that's why I think it's good, because diversity and
Variety,
storytelling. I don't
baby.
mean it's good. It's
Yeah.
good, and it gives something for everyone.
Yeah.
And I hate to always come back to this point, but if you're like a pro wrestling fan, don't you want more people to watch? And once again,
Exactly.
this is like a really easy sell to get someone who thinks they don't like wrestling to watch wrestling.
Completely agree. And a lot of my friends,
This
especially
is
my
the kind
newer
of shit that got
friends-
me into wrestling originally. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I hated it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was like meathead shit, and it kind of is.
It still kinda is, yeah.
But it was storytelling.
I mean, yeah, you
drama.
still got...
They got.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you still got, like, the BBC, the Moxley guys doing fucking their insane shit. That's still a part of the show. That's not gone now. It's just that we also have, like, two brochachos hugging it out in the middle of
Lawson?
Wembley.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
to do this. I gotta cut you off. I gotta put on my other headphones. These are making me crazy.
That's totally
yeah,
fine.
BRB team.
I prefer these,
It's
but...
no, I like over the ears, but these specifically are really hot. Like, because they're,
Yeah.
we're still in summertime.
It is.
And also, like, I have these specifically for music stuff and, like, listening to vinyl records. Like, they're
Yes.
not meant for
Yes.
what I'm using them for.
Like the true hipster you are, Katie Rose.
I'm an original hipster, because I'm from, I lived in Brooklyn in 2010.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't make them like me anymore.
I was talking to my friend about this. No one really says hipster
Because they
anymore.
don't exist anymore. I
That's
could tell you
true.
where they do say hipster.
Uh-huh.
So, as anyone who's been following the KRL career journey, as you guys know, I used to work in the metal industry. And when you make a video of yourself with people who are under 50 talking about metal in any context, they accuse you of being a hipster. And I went to our old pal Jeremy Hammond and I say, why do people keep calling us hipsters? Because in my mind, a hipster is something that stopped existing in 2016. 14.
14?
Like that idea of like Zoe Deschanel on a bicycle, put a bird on it, man bun, mason jar crap. Like that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I realized that like for people in the middle of the country, hipster is just kind of a slur for like, slur is extreme. It's like a diss for just like younger than me.
Yeah, I think
like, and that's it.
Yeah,
like,
the hipsters got older. Is part. I think
because
part
when
of
I think of the word hipster, like that person doesn't really exist currently.
No.
Like I think you would either call them like currently it's like Gen Z stuff.
Zoomers, yeah.
Yeah, because millennials, we're all like approaching our mid or 40s.
We're
like,
having crises now. Yeah,
we're not.
We're supposed to be
not young. Anyway, so that's my hipster rant. It's just like
we're too busy
it's
not
funny,
having kids or property. It's
it's funny whenever I'm like accused of being one because I'm like, I mean, I guess you're not wrong if you look at pictures of me when I was 20.
I mean, at this
like,
point, isn't it just like a compliment for saying how young you look now? Because how can you be a hipster when you're It's for like
I
23-year-olds.
know. I'm in my mid-30s, bro. I'm decisively uncool.
Yeah, you can't really be cool anymore. Like, it's not.
I'm just not.
That time has passed. Yeah.
I mean, you were on another podcast with me. You know how often I need internet stuff explained to me now? Like, on the regular. Regularly, someone will make a reference to me, and I'm like, I honestly have no idea who or what you're talking
There were
about.
a couple times where in the text with Patak, you were just like, you know what, you boys handle that.
No, I'm like, I don't know
You boys got
what
that.
you're talking about. Especially if it has to do with streaming, I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was my thing for like a little bit when I wanted to do streaming, but yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna. I don't want to make promises, but I might be entering it soon with somebody else. But I truly, it's like I'm so clueless about it that part of I think the selling point is that I literally don't know what it is.
That is going to be part of the charm. Anyway, so
come
yes.
Back.
So come back to Wembley.
I'm the hippest woman in America.
Yeah. America's hipster, Kenny Rose Leon, everybody. Adam Cole and MJF, yeah, I really liked it, but it wasn't, so some of my friends, especially some of my newer friends, were like, was this the best match of all time? And I didn't really feel that way, but,
No, but
yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and I think they're both really good wrestlers, so what we did got was pretty good. There was some silly, I see what you're saying, like there was more like storytelling wrestling.
And there was some shenanigans with the ref bumps and the Eddie Guerrero spots or whatever, but like,
right.
That stuff was fun though. It was all fun.
It was fun, and also this was the last match out of a very long pay-per-view, and it held my attention. And sometimes that doesn't happen because I have ADHD and there's an Adderall shortage in America.
We need more Adderall.
So sometimes
Biden. Sorry.
Sometimes it's hard even if I'm really invested. So I want to give him props.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I am having so much fun with Roddy's like campy, like he's in a different TV show than everybody else. I joked about this online, but I think I'm really gonna do it. I want to do a drawing of 2 panels that's recreating the end of the movie The Graduate, except as Roderick Strong and his neck brace going Adam! And then Adam's in the wedding dress.
Yeah.
Because that's what it feels like. And it's so fucking silly.
It's really ridiculous.
It's so silly. And I want to give him props for not pulling the trigger on this turn that's like clearly going to happen at some point.
Yeah. I mean, also like most wrestling companies would have done a turn by this point. And I actually credit AEW for instead letting the story go longer and letting it.
And honestly, I hate to give too much credit to people, but I gotta say, MJF and Adam Cole must have like engineered this thing from the inside out, just because of the kind of people they seem to be.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm sure they've had like other help and stuff.
And
but yeah,
we haven't even mentioned. I mean, part of the tension is that they won the tag team belts first thing in the pay-per-view.
Yes.
So it's like,
show.
So it's like if they get pissed at each other, how they're gonna tag team?
Right.
I wonder if they're gonna tag team and there's gonna be problems in the tag team.
I
wonder.
I also saw the take. Well, I heard the take from someone in the was not a fan of the ROH tag team titles being props for the main event, which the obvious counter argument is this is the most focused the belts are ever gonna get. Their main event titles now because they're on the 2 top
and
guys.
It's putting Aussie Open on a bigger stage, which I think they need to be.
Yes.
And I'm sure they will be repaid for being pawns in this storyline at some point.
That's the thing. Is like obviously as we love Aussie Open, you watch that pre-show match, and we could actually get into the pre-show match because it ties into the main event too. So in the pre-show, the opening match, they defeated Aussie Open with a kangaroo kick and a double clothesline, like they said they would. And the thing about it was, they did beat Aussie Open like they were goons. But, like you said, Kyle Fletcher's a future star. I think we can all see that if you're paying attention.
He's gunning. He's gunning for Will Ospreay. He's like,
Yeah.
wait until you turn 30, Will Ospreay. I'm coming
Yeah.
for your ass.
The
or
man can
whatever.
wrestle. He can talk now. I think his promos are really good.
Yeah,
And
and I love Aussie Open as a tag team because it's like
Yeah.
two of Katie's favorite wrestlers. Gross man that I kind of am attracted to for reasons that I don't fully understand, and beautiful, mean boy. Who's beautiful. And it's like, wow, we got something for everybody at Aussie
Yeah.
Open. And honestly, they need to get the belts back so they do not move to Brooklyn and open a coffee shop, okay?
Yes.
Because I don't need any more Australians renting up rent prices, okay? I
Yeah.
don't need it.
I love Mark Davis so much. I stole his moves in the only tag team match I ever did. Which you can find on YouTube. I literally stole his comeback sequence. But yeah, I'm glad for them, and they'll be repaid in full down the line. But yeah, Adam Cole, MJF, thumbs up, I think, for the show. They were the main characters. Yeah. They continue to be. But it wasn't my favorite thing on the show, which maybe we'll get to that in a second.
No, but it was. I enjoyed it. I was pretty excited about it.
I liked it a lot. So then we had the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn defeating the House of Black. It was no holds barred. Sick for the AEW World Trios title. And a running joke that we had as we watched this was my friend kept asking me, which holds were barred? And I was like, none of them. None of them are barred.
None of them were barred.
Wait, he's like, so you can hit a man with a chair? Yeah, that's not barred. You can throw a man into the post? Yeah, it's not barred. It's just, no holds barred is just a funny stipulation.
It's silly.
It's hilarious.
I love how they basically picked this stipulation purely so they can do the spot where beloved LGBTQ icon Anthony Bowen scissors a woman.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what
the whole match was leading up to that.
So, but we had that running joke going on, and then when they set that up, they set Julia Hart up to get scissored by Anthony Bowen. I'm like, that's right. You can even scissor a woman. That hold is not barred. A man can scissor a woman in this match. That's not barred.
And I wonder. So.
Yeah.
The hot goss of this show is that Mercedes Moné was in the audience.
She was.
And she was cut to at the pre-show, and she was cut to during this match.
And she was Instagram.
And one must wonder if she will join the Acclaimed boys to fight this blonde girl who has not had a wrestling match in quite some time.
Oh, is that the idea? I had not heard that pitched. I had not heard about that.
I haven't heard. I mean, okay, real talk. I don't read anything.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is just what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Well...
Katie doesn't know anything. I thought we established that at the top of the show.
No, but you saying that, yeah, that's not a thing I'd even considered, so I thought you... But okay, this is Katie Rose booking.
I'm just watching the show, okay?
Right, got you.
This is what I saw during the show. Monet was showed during the pre-show, and she was showed during this match and no other match.
Yes. Yeah. I mean... I don't know about that, though, Katie. I feel like she's got a bigger fish to fry, maybe.
She does have a bigger fish to fry, but I'm also just like,
her
can we have more than one women's match? How about that?
How about that now? I will say, going into this match, I didn't give a single fuck about Billy Gunn winning the title again, but it was a really nice moment when they scissored in front of Wembley, so thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can't help but root for those boys. Like, I give less of a shit about Billy Gunn and more just about Platinum Max and Anthony.
To me, they're still the main characters of the tag division. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's hard not to root for them. Like, they were there from day one, and for a couple of years, they just got squashed, and kind of no one gave a shit. And then they were able to, like, get themselves over kind of out of nothing. They just were taking the dregs of what they were given. They got put over when Anthony Bowens was in a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's when
crazy.
They got over.
Yeah, they got over during that. It's pretty
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, the rap gimmick got over. Bowen's the scissor
And
thing
also,
got over.
yeah, I'm dumb as hell. Like, I really thought Billy was gone forever. I thought Anthony was crying for real, which my dumbass knows that he's trying to be an actor, and yet here I am being worked over. I'm a dummy, and I'm glad.
Hey,
and also,
we're marks and we're proud of it.
they always look so good. Their gear is always so good. I mean, so well made. I hate to be. It's just they always look so fucking good.
Their gear is on point. The bright pink. Bret Hart would be.
And
proud.
I love House of Black. I'm a
Yeah.
House of Black mark. So
Yeah.
I'm just happy to see them mixing it up, making me feel sexually confused. So this
whole
not Julia. I'm not really horny for her. She's not really.
She's
my
too
type.
young. She's a little young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need an adult woman who I'm either scared of or.
This is why, like, I tell my friends that I find Renee more attractive than Sky Blue, and they don't believe me, but,
Me too.
I can't choose.
Well, I
choose.
think for me, I mean, this is like revealing a lot about myself, but because of my age now, when I'm deciding to be gay, I attract a lot of younger women because that's like kind of a cultural thing, I'm like, I'm not attracted to you. I just like want to make sure you get home okay.
Same,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like want to buy you a car home. Like,
Are you eating
all
enough?
right?
Are you eating
Yeah.
enough?
And that's like how I feel about the younger women. It's just like you're beautiful objectively, but I mostly just like, are you okay? Like,
Yeah. No,
do you
for
need an
sure.
orange? Do you,
You need some orange slices. Good game.
right? Like,
Yeah. So yeah, they new trios champs and the Acclaimed are off to the races. I still think if it was me, they'd still be the tag team champions. So, but whatever. This is fine too.
yeah. I don't know where they're gonna go with this.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
but
we'll
it was
see.
fun.
It was fun. Will Ospreay defeats Chris Jericho in 15 minutes singles match. Notably, Chris Jericho is the first man to ever kick out of the Stormbreaker. Like, actually kick out of
that
one.
was very respectful.
Yeah.
I think I have no doubt that Will Ospreay has love for Chris Jericho for multiple reasons.
Yeah, sure.
Will Ospreay's so good, dog.
He's really
like,
good. Yeah.
He's so good that, because I was concerned about this match for
Were you?
reasons.
Because
Yeah.
word for Jericho? Because he's old?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, listen, I love Chris Jericho. I'm a old fan.
He hasn't had
but,
as good as year as he had last year. I agree.
No.
Yeah.
And also,
he's laid a couple eggs this year.
he's one of the most, everyone knows Chris Jericho is a generational talent. He's been around forever. He's been so good. He's reinvented himself so many times. Like, I am not shitting on Chris Jericho. He has it all as a wrestler. Can the man stop trying to be in a band? Can he stop? Can he stop singing, please? I think you just don't got like.
The Judas is in his mind, Katie.
I mean, it's very Canadian of him to have a band.
You knew he was gonna play himself out in this show. You knew he had
I
to
knew.
do it. He
But
had
I'm
to.
just like, baby, you're just telling on yourself that you can't really sing. Like,
I mean,
why you gotta do it live?
he's a rock star. He's gonna rock star. I feel you though.
In his podcast, whenever he would have musicians on, he's definitely always trying to like relate to them as a musician. I'm like, they're here because you're Chris Jericho, bro. Like, you don't need to bring your like Bon Jovi knockoff ass into this. Like,
Hey, he contains multitudes.
He does contain multitudes.
Except, but he's mostly good at wrestling. But I will say though, Judas in My Mind is a banger. But you're right.
I'm not
the
bragging
live
on
version
Judas
is
in my
not-
mind. I was just like, homie,
live
you're about to go
performance.
in the ring with Will Ospreay. You need that oxygen in your mind.
And Excalibur even said like maybe Jericho blew himself up by doing a whole performance going to the ring.
Oh my god. Commentary, AEW. When commentary gets tired, they say the most out of pocket, unhinged shit. It is truly something to behold.
Yeah. Going into this, I was telling people, I was like, this is going to be the best Chris Jericho match of the year. And probably like the 15th best Will Ospreay match. And I think I nailed this one. I think.
I think that's a very good way to describe this
Yeah,
match.
yeah. You've seen better Will Ospreay matches, but it was probably the best Chris Jericho match this year.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty excellent, and yeah. And then we had the Jericho Sammy Guevara thing. So Guevara hit Ospreay with the bat. Ospreay was the full babyface here, obviously.
Right.
Guevara hits him with the bat. He still survives the walls of Jericho anyway. Hits him with all his moves. He survives the Judas effect as well. Kicks out of that.
Yeah.
So it was like a WrestleMania match. It's Wembley. As I said, when people were kicking out of finishers, my friends were like, "It's Wembley." It's like, yeah, you're right. It's time to kick out a finisher. So
I did gasp at the Stormbreaker kick out.
Me too. I couldn't believe it.
I clutched my metaphorical pearls. I was like, oh my.
No one's ever kicked out of it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, here?
Yeah. Right. And this came back up later, the baseball bat on Dynamite this week when
Indeed.
where Chris Jericho's like, yeah, I'm hard enough, and Sammy's like, I think you should have wrestled harder. And like, actually, I'll give it Sammy credit because I'm not a Sammy head, but I think this is the first time in his whole career that I'm like, okay, he's like getting better on the mic and stuff. Like, I actually felt like he was doing it this time.
I agree.
And I was like, good for you, Sammy, because like, truly, the kid works his ass off. I just like never. He's just like
promos have always been his weakness.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. He's not been for me so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am ready for them to do this Guevara Jericho split and feud. I'm kind of sick of them, but they're teasing it. I'm sick of them teasing it. Just do it. Let's just do it already.
You already lost all the other ones. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I did want them to have the match at All Out, but that's not happening. We're doing some weird tag team build. So
I understand why All Out is what it is.
We'll get into it.
Considering how crazy Wembley is, and like I said, everyone on Dynamite looked like they were wheezing and bleeding out their heads.
Yeah.
But like, okay, well, whatever.
We'll get into it. No, we'll get there. Darby Allin and Sting defeat Christian Cage and Swerve in a coffin match. I thought this was better than I thought it was even going to be.
I enjoyed this, and I don't like Darby.
Right.
And I thoroughly enjoyed this. And I love Christian Cage and his battle turtleneck.
Yes.
Like, it's the first time he came out when he had that match, I was joking. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if he wore a turtleneck in the ring? And then he did. And this is why Christian Cage is a man after my own heart. Like, I love Christian Cage as a heel because, like, I know it's over the top and, like, cartoonish, but it's so good.
It's really
Yelling at children. His whole thing is dunking on dead dads and wearing his turtleneck and holding the belt that he didn't even win. I'm just like, wow. Like, you could do heel bingo card with him.
Really, yes,
like, I don't care. I love it. And, like I said, I've really come around on Swerve and that whole spot with, like, them switching around in the coffin and shit was so good. And they got a real coffin this time, which there was a theme of this night of people using props they probably shouldn't be. And I was a little concerned when the coffin got smashed in. And I was like, that's a pointy coffin now.
Darby did a coffin drop from the top of the turnbuckle to the coffin on the floor outside of the ring. And I knew he was going to do it. Like, I knew Christian was going to move, but I was just like, bro, what are you doing? I know you're 112 pounds, but what the fuck are you doing? Still.
Yeah, Darby has a couple more matches before they have to do the Coda Will Ospreay intervention on him. You know what I mean? Where they're like, you're doing so much, but you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So. And I know your whole thing is I died once, so, like, let's not do it a second time. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, this man's trying to climb Mount Everest and all that, so.
But I thought this was super fun, and that I didn't want to like it. Like,
Yeah, I forget that you dislike Darby, because on paper I feel like he'd be up your alley, but.
Well, when he first came out, I'm like, it's like, on paper I should love him. He skateboards to the ring.
Yeah. He's little and goth.
Yeah, like, he's always just a little off model for me.
Yeah, okay.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
I think I know what you
mean.
Like,
House of Black nails it, and then on the other side of spectrum, like, Penta popping up behind, like, a cheesy gravestone nails it. Yeah. But he's not either of those things.
No.
I think you know what it is.
He has like the. Well, he's like that. You know
I'm
what he is?
from the kind of trash I am is that I'm from Long Island. I'm Long Island, Queens, East Coast trash. I'm not Hicks, Appalachia trash. He's from the sticks of Washington.
Right.
And I think that's the disconnect. I'm like, you're not the right kind of trash for me. I think is what it is. Like
one woman's trash is another woman's Darby Allin.
And like I said, I really enjoyed this match. You know, honestly, if the man never spoke,
yeah, you said that before.
I'd be into it, but I just like every time he opens his mouth, I lose interest.
You didn't like when he told that story about when he made that film, and then his teacher told him that this is a bad film and to change it.
I forgot about that.
And he was like, "I'm not changing this film. I'm gonna go wrestle instead." Like,
when he
what?
told that story, I'm like, you are working against yourself right now.
What does that even mean, though? I'd rather become a wrestler than change this film.
But I'm also like, bro, that's what you do in art school is like they give you criticism and you get better.
I don't
the
take
point.
criticism. I'm too goth for criticism.
He truly is. Too
really...
goth for criticism, Darley Adams. But I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. And goddamn, Sting, Joker Sting.
Joker Sting.
Scooting and booting.
Yeah.
What a their little pre-movie where they insinuate that they're killing prostitutes in Old England.
Like, okay, I gotta have a real serious question. When did it become okay to just do Jack the Ripper stuff? Like, why is that okay? Is it okay? Why is it okay? Seems kind of gauche to me. But
I think it's okay in the sense that Sting is a man of a certain age, and he's just like, yeah, we're doing like Jekyll and Hyde. You know what I mean? Like, I think he just like, I don't think that much thought was put into it.
I guess you could say it's Jekyll and Hyde because that was based on
that. But they were in like an alleyway, and I'm like, come on, bro.
I just dislike it. Yeah.
It was so silly.
Yeah.
But Swerve was great in this.
Swerve was great. Christian was great.
I feel bad that his dreadlock got
his dreadlock got left off the coffin. Yeah.
I was just like, I hope that, because like it takes a long time to grow those.
Yeah. Yeah, really good stuff here. There's this really cool spot where like Christian timed closing the coffin from off camera. Like Sting went to give like a Swerve a spine buster into the coffin, and at the last second the coffin closes, and it's like a camera trick because you didn't see what happened.
Because when I saw it at first, I was like, oh no, the coffin fucked up. I thought it was a botch, but it was Christian. I'm like, man, you guys, I'm being worked left and right.
That was beautiful. Yeah, it was like a real live camera trick, like that Christian closed it from off camera.
That's what I'm telling
so
you, man.
cool.
Christian's the fucking shit.
He's the shit. Yeah, he is.
He really is.
Right after that spot, me and my boy Zach Snow talked about how people say Christian is one of the greatest minds in wrestling, and I think it's true.
Edge and Christian were like literally the first wrestlers I ever watched, because when I was in middle school, early high school, like 13, 14-ish, my friend was this girl who loved metal, and this is like extremely Long Island. She's like, yo, I just started watching wrestling because the guys are so hot. Look like metal guys, and she was obsessed with the Edge and Christian. So I would go over her house and watch, like, because she was just horny for them specifically. It's just like a very clear memory in my mind.
Most of the girls I knew who were into wrestling,
I stopped watching for a while, but then I came back.
Yeah.
But like that was the first time I watched.
Yeah, most of the girls I knew as a teenager who were into wrestling were like because they thought the guys were hot.
I mean,
or some of them at least. I knew girls who were into CM Punk. Girls who were into, I mean, The Rock was a big one back then.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah. It was, John Cena, obviously. Oh, boy, Katie. Oh, boy. It's here. Saraya defeated Hikaru Shida, Dr. Britt Baker, and Toni Storm in 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Mad at AEW. Not for specifically what happened, because I understand why Saraya won this. It was a symbolic thing because of everything she went through. Yeah. She had her whole family there, which if you guys don't know, Saraya's from like an old school wrestling family.
And
like it's corny. Yeah, it's
They're insane.
carny shit out
Yeah.
there in England, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like, they start them when they're literally, like, 4 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
And that shit was lit, and it was very meaningful for her to win this. Did she earn it? Absolutely not. Like, no one's arguing that. Also, I am a long-term AEW apologist at this time. Like, you know, I was someone who, when a lot of people were like kind of dunking on it, I'm like, no, this is my show now. But I can't really stand it anymore with the women. Like, they are doing the women's roster so dirty on a regular basis. I'm kind of embarrassed for them as a company. They don't book multiple women's matches. They shoved all 4 of these women in a 4-way for kind of no reason.
Just to get them on the show.
Yeah, and it's just like, you have so many people at your disposal and you don't use any of them! Like, there's so many people. I get that, like, a bunch of stuff got fucked up when Jamie got hurt.
They have some injuries.
But there's still hundreds of... They have so many options. And if they feel like they don't, they could sign more people. Like, you can have more than one women's match, and it doesn't always have to be a 4-way where you're just shoving people in. And then they did it again on Dynamite this week, which even more random shit. Like, they put Nia, Emmy, and
Marina
fucking
Shafir.
who else was in that?
Maria Shafir.
Like, I'm sorry, what the fuck are you guys doing? This shit is whack.
You know what I did love about that, though? I love the finish, because Chris Statler just came in and 1v3'd them, beat them all up in one. I thought that was cool.
Right, and I love that, and I
That was awesome.
understand objectively what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they need to have Tony get in a fight with Saraya, and so they can break up that thing. And, like, yes, I get they don't know what to do with the belt right now, and Saraya is probably only going to have it for, like, 10 minutes.
Sure.
Because she can't defend it, and it was a big deal because it was in England.
She'll probably drop it to Mercedes Moné soon.
But it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I'm not usually this heated about this shit, because at the end of the day, it's silly, and I know, like, it's whatever, but it just seems lazy at this point that they just never have women's matches. It's like, it's pathetic. Sorry, I didn't mean to pop off, but
no,
I'm just
Katie,
like,
it's
sick of this shit, bro.
This is the time to pop off, because I'm not gonna lie to you, Katie.
This shit sucked. Yeah, no, this was bad. It was a bad match.
Well, actually, I'll slightly disagree there. I thought the match...
I mean, everyone's
okay.
a good performer in this. Everyone's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But the whole thing conceptually sucks shit.
Yes. All right, let me... You know what?
Except for the spot when Saraya's mom choked what's-her-face out. That was cool. But everything else sucked. Yes.
Yeah. I actually thought the match was better than I expected it to be, and I thought it was better than the 4-ways they've had in the past. And they had that really... remember that when Saraya had Toni Storm in the thing, and then Britt Baker curb stomped her? That was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot Britt was there, too. Like,
Britt was there, she curb stomped her. I thought Hikaru Shida was really good in the match, for whatever she could do.
Her little Minoke outfit.
Yeah. And I want to point out...
I love her.
I want to point out that I thought this Wembley show was one of the best shows AEW's ever done. That being said, I was so fucking tilted about this match, Katie. I can't. I told people, I was streaming this for my friends, and I said, if Saraya fucking wins, I'm legitimately gonna have to take a break. And when she won, I left the room. I left my stream on, because I'm not an asshole, but I left the room. I said, no, fuck no, 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 and I left the room. I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and I decided that I think this is the worst booking decision AEW's ever made. I still believe that. I still believe that. It's been a week. Yes, Katie.
It's complicated because I don't disagree.
I don't dislike Saraya either. I'm not being a hater.
It's annoying because I really see what they were doing and why they were doing it.
I know why it happened. When they did the whole...
I get it. And I actually...
The family
on one hand,
and
I kind of do... I get it. I just. Why?
Here's why. Okay, to piggyback off of you, Katie. Here's why here's why. I'm gonna get fired up again. Here's why I'm mad. So like, what's the message we're sending to the locker room, where you have Saraya come in? Like, remember when Tony Khan fired Swole, and then Swole was like, "Oh, I thought he could do things better," and Tony Khan was like, "You know what? You're not a good wrestler." I'm like, "Okay, Tony, you didn't have to be like that. That's kind of mean, but you can't bring in Saraya here." And then belt her up when she's not any better than Swole was. We can all see. We're all watching the same thing. She hasn't been any better than Swole was. And not only did you not fire her, you belted her up while Willow is over and all these other women are doing stuff.
That's true. Katie. Like, Willow wasn't on this at all.
She wasn't even on the card. She's the most over woman on the goddamn roster. She wasn't even on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're just, like, mismanaging the women's so much to the point that I kind of wish someone would step in the way that other people have. Like, you know, I don't want to like Collision, but I think because of the FTR of it all behind the scenes, it's been a really good show. And I kind of wish like Britt or someone would just like go slap Tony in the face.
Like, I like Britt, but I'm not sure I can trust anybody who's active to be like.
That's
I don't
true.
know. I don't.
I know, I understand. I don't know enough about the social politics of it all backstage, and frankly, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it used to be Kenny. I don't know if Kenny still has a
someone does. I don't think he does because all those Japanese girls disappeared.
And also after Brawl Out, I think that's one of the things that we got fucked over with All Out last year with the whole thing is that I think Kenny hasn't had the same reign over the women's division since then. Because that's also around the time we lost Riho and Kaoshida and all that shit. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And I think he got wrapped up in video game shit, if I'm to be perfectly honest.
That's also
which,
fair.
like, it makes sense. Like,
it happens, yeah.
But the talent is there. I don't want to hear that it isn't, because it is. They have access to amazing women. They just aren't doing anything.
So we don't have Jamie Hayter.
Get a fucking singles match for goddamn. Like, I love tag teams and whatever, but, like, what the fuck are you can have a tag team and a women's single on the same show? Imagine fucking that, bro.
Yeah, you could.
It's just such a fuck you to their whole women's division that they have this huge show and this is the only. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be yelling.
Okay.
It just is so upsetting.
It's okay, and I think we both agree that this show. I mean, I said it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Katie, but I think this show was top to bottom a really great show overall.
They did a WrestleMania, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is why me and Kate are so tilted about this. It's like you can do everything else so well, so it's like I know you can do it. It's like you're choosing to not do this well. That's what it feels like.
When it comes to the women's division, there's this weird block that almost seems amateur still.
Yes,
compared to the level everything else is at this point.
I mean,
like, when they first came out, I gave them the benefit of the doubt because it was like, who knew that they would still be going at this point?
I still give them some benefit of the doubt because WWE did steal a lot of the top women talent. However, it's been 4 years, and you still have a lot of young wrestlers. You still have your NRJs, your Sky Blues, Julia Harts, but you also you got Willow over, you have Athena. Yeah, Tony Storm is going to get super over with his character. Like Benel texted me that I forwarded to you. I think we can all agree. And you have Hikaru Shida, again, and what I will say, Katie, is I've always been on the opinion that quality over quantity. I would not be upset if they only had one women's match on every show. If the women were a focus part of the show, and it was something you look forward to every week and every pay-per-view. You're like, oh, sweet, it's the women's match. Let's everybody tune in. Instead, no, it's 4-ways, it's tags of just globs of talent.
I completely agree. I completely agree that if it was built differently, then maybe I wouldn't be so mad about there only being one match. But it's like, if this is the slop you're giving me, then give me fucking 2 sloppy matches.
You might not have the depth to have, like, 3 women's matches every show, but you have the depth to focus. You could you could focus on one story though. You could just have one story that you focus on.
Build any story.
Yes, yeah, you could.
They haven't done any storytelling with this division, and it's like it's there, bro.
It's just the Outcast thing, and the Outcast thing sucks.
I mean, that's why Toni Storm is a bit skyrocketing. Besides to being like amazing, it's
She's
just, like,
leaving this
it's
Outcast thing because she's like, she's too big for this. She's like, fuck this. I'm doing my
right,
own thing.
which is great, but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, and then we just got like, I don't know. I'm sorry to rant so hard about this, but it's just
Don't
like,
be sorry.
It's really,
It needs to be said because
it's just
I've always defended AEW on the women's
me
wrestling
too.
front. But
I was up until this week. I was just like, I can't take it anymore, bro.
you can't be this successful at everything else you do, and still be clearly lacking in this department when it's not real. It's not that hard. Wrestling's not that hard. You take two women, you tell a fucking story.
Look at the
It's not that hard.
storylines this company has been able to spin out recently. And you're telling me you can't figure out how to make a...
But how do we do it? With
Women invented being friends and hurting each other's feelings.
Bro,
Are you kidding me?
Yes, bro. It's
We
not,
invented that!
It's not. It's really not that
Like,
hard.
Like, oh, and they got one cooking, but you can have two.
Yeah.
It's like ever since Jade disappeared, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is she, by the way?
Jade was easy. She's teasing that she's leaving wrestling, and it's probably at work. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might not be. Maybe she'll
Well,
leave, but
I mean, whatever. Good for her.
yeah.
But like,
I think she's just working people, but we'll see. I think Mercedes, Renee, and Jade are gonna feud at some point. I think that's
that would be sick.
yeah. I think that's gonna be a big.
But
thing.
I need something right now, dog.
Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed Chris Statlander's run, but they haven't really
I would like them to build her up to be Stone Cold. That's who she's supposed to be right now, and she's so talented and cool. They can do it if you just give two shits, Tony. Sorry, I'll stop
just put the muscle behind it. That's all you know how to do.
Ah!
Just put the focus that you put on
Have her
on
drive a truck into the ring or something. She'll
Yeah.
be instantly over.
You know,
Like, just let her go, man. Let her rip.
instead of these QTV segments that you make me watch every week, do something with Chris Statlander.
Easy breezy, baby.
Do something with her. Give me
Have
an
her
insight.
breaking up fights in the mall.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Have what's her face? Diamante and her
Kiera
name's
Hogan?
just no, the other
Oh, Mercedes.
yeah, Mercedes.
Martinez.
Have them terrorizing people backstage because they're mean.
Yeah.
And then you can get Kiera Hogan in the mix too. Why not?
Sure.
And then have Statlander break it up.
Yeah.
And that just be the plot, that she's like the equalizer back there. It would be
Yeah.
so easy to fucking do.
Yeah, make her the equalizer. make her
the equalizer. Denzel can't promote it, but here I am. Equalizer 3 in theaters now.
Why does she come out doing sign language in her entrance? I don't know. Give us some insight to that. Is
Yeah,
there a reason?
yeah. You
I don't
have
know.
Darby having a sob story every 10 minutes. I'm sure there's
Ugh.
something to that, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
I could rant about how mad this
Yeah,
story
let's
thing makes me,
we
but
gotta move on.
we gotta move on.
Chris Statlander, I'm here for you, girl. I support you. Long
Yeah.
Island, let's go.
Or build her up like Orange Cassidy. Just build her up that way. Like, tell the story that she's, working hard and all that shit. Anyway, next up, Stadium Stampede match. Katie, was this a Stadium Stampede match, or was this Anarchy in the fucking arena?
No, Kenny. If it's the Kenny one, that's not. That's
No, it's
not.
the 5v5. It's Eddie Kingston, Penta, Best Friends, Orange Cassidy.
No, that's
defeated-
Eddie.
No, I know it was Stadium Stampede, but I'm saying when I watched this,
yeah.
this did not feel like a
So-
Stadium Stampede. This felt like Anarchy in the arena.
Because you can't shoot a Stadium Stampede with people in it. Like,
Right.
that's what they forgot, is that why Stadium Stampede was so successful is because it was during lockdown.
Yes.
So, like, they just...
It was a cinematic.
It was cinematically shot. You
Yeah.
can't do that live.
This was not cinematic. This
and
was all live, and it was incredibly
they had a
violent.
It was incredibly violent, and this was a great example of me being the dumbest mark on this planet. So I'm watching this, and Trent of the Best Friends
Yeah.
is getting sliced and diced and, like, tortured like he's in a Saw movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this happening?
I said to my friends, I'm like,
Did he lose a bet?
You texted
Why
me that.
is this happening? Because, like, it's one thing. You expect Eddie to go at it,
Moxley.
like, all those psychos. But Chucky and Trent to be, like, wrapped in barbed wire, I'm, like, literally losing my mind. And then, of course, it's because they are working up to a spot that is tailor-made for me specifically for two reasons. Lawson, you're a long-term watcher of wrestling.
Sure.
And you know in extreme matches, what do you expect? Folding chairs, barbed wire, kendo stick, light tube.
Yeah.
What has been missing since 1998? The cookie tray. Where has been a cookie tray since the 90s? I ask for a cookie tray every match. People don't know, but I've been bitching about where's been the cookie trays since like 2011. I'm like, what happened to the cookie tray?
Yeah.
So Trent is being tortured to an inch of his life.
Yes.
And then who pulls up in a UK minivan? It's Chaos's own
Chaos Legend, yeah.
Sue from Long Island, Trent's mom.
Yeah.
And Mox punches her, right? It's Mox that punches her?
So, I don't think he punched her. I think he kissed her, actually.
I don't know. Sue gets attacked.
Yeah.
And then Sue rolls down the window and hands Trent a cookie tray with cupcakes on it. And I gave that the biggest pop you have ever seen. I have never been so excited for a stupid spot in my life. And they worked me over like pizza dough, man. Yeah. I thought Trent was gonna die. I was emotional.
Yeah.
And then his mom shows up, and then he gets a cookie tray that he saws into Moxley's head. And this match was a shit show, and I was never more happy for that spot.
I loved it. I love this match. I unabashedly love it.
Penta disappears for like 20 minutes and then comes back in an outfit change.
Penta, dark.
Penta who goes, "You killed my brother. He's been taking English lessons. That's all he can say.
Yeah.
You fucked up Ray." He shows up in Penta Dark, which is just him in a red outfit, and I was like, great.
Great. Lucha Underground throwback, baby.
I love him so much.
Penta's the man.
And his promo on Dynamite this week made me emotional because I'm like, he practices English so he could scream at people, and I like that for him.
Yeah. I love the dynamic of the Lucha Bros because it's the classic, like Phoenix is like 3 years younger, but he's fluent in English. And Penta can barely say a sentence. He's only 3 years older. But yeah,
we got Eddie immediately choking out Claudio.
When his music hit, and he just ran straight for Claudio. Everybody popped
in the Knicks jersey.
Yeah,
you know
the Knicks jersey. Yeah.
To quote Limp Bizkit, you know I be loving this shit right here. It was like, woo.
Yeah.
How did they get up in the stands so far? Claudio and Eddie are on like the 4th floor mezzanine like balcony somehow, like instant transmission.
Yeah, they 1v1 each other for like 2/3 of the match.
Yeah, until they somehow get back to the ring, so throw Mox into some more barbed wire, and like him and Eddie die. They both look so fucked up on Dynamite.
Yeah.
They
got fucked
Yuta's
up.
there too, everybody.
Yuta was also there. Claudio and at one point Claudio and Eddie had been fighting for so long. I said to my friends, I was like, have they fought anybody else yet? And they're like, no. They've just been fighting each other for the last 12 minutes. Orange Cassidy got maimed with a fork. Yeah, Moxley maimed
Orange Cassidy, Trent, and Chucky get like death matched. Was viscerally upsetting for me in the same way I described a couple weeks ago of like how marked out upset I get when like a lucha wrestler gets his mask like torn
off. Yeah,
it was the same level of like, but they're nice and whatever.
They're good
and
boys.
If anyone should be beefing with MJF and Adam Cole, it's Chucky and Trent because they stole their bit, which is being friends.
That's true. They did steal the Friends gimmick.
They should be cutting promos like, we're the original friends.
Yeah, actually, that's a perfect build to a match. Actually, that's probably gonna happen at some point.
Hire KRL. What can you say?
KRL.
I'm so upset to see Orange Cassidy get fucked up like this.
It was upsetting. I didn't
So
realize how
upset.
upsetting. I didn't realize how upsetting it would be until it was happening. It's like,
Me
as Moxley
too.
pulls out the fork and just starts going down on Cassidy.
Did LAX? I gotta stop calling them. Did they have the bag full of soap again?
I think Ortiz did. Yeah, I think Ortiz.
This is the
did.
most Bronx shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we do.
I
have to-
can't believe how fucking
I want to spend
neighborhood
the
bullshit that is.
Yeah. So at one point, Penta went to give Santana a powerbomb off a ladder through a table, and the ladder broke, and he still did it because he's a pro. I want to say really quickly, I believe they're calling him Mike Santana now. I believe he wants to go singles, and it breaks my heart. But I think that is what's happening.
I mean, that was the deal even before, though, right?
Yeah, he always I think not always, but for the last couple years, he's wanted to go singles. But they're such a good team, though, and I don't know what that's going to mean for Ortiz, who I think wants to stay a team. It's just kind of heartbreaking. But I love Santana, though. I'll support him doing singles forever. But
my brain gets the two of them confused.
Santana's the taller one.
With long hair?
He has the shorter hair. Ortiz is the shorter one with the soap in the sock, who does Tiger style.
Okay.
Does Tiger style.
Yeah, I get them confused. The names confused because I always think of them as a tag team. So it's always just been Santana or Ortiz, and like my brain.
Santana's like the more like the lankier one, usually the longer one. But yeah, Ortiz is a shorter king. But I think Ortiz is kind of more of a tag wrestler, and Santana.
That's
I mean,
that's always been my experience of
Yeah.
him. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens there.
They got kind of lost in the sauce in this match, but that's like not really their fault. It's because it was like literally chaos
match.
mode.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't even know how to film it. Like they couldn't cut
Yeah.
back and forth fast enough.
Yeah.
Like,
So it was during this match that I decided that I think Moxley is the all-time AEW MVP because there was also a crazy spot here where, as my friends and I used to say, he was given the gift of pasta because he got those punji sticks pounded into his brain by Penta, and it was horrifying because he got pounded in, and then they all fell forward and stayed there. He had like 100 unicorn horns, and it was horrifying. And then Penta gave him the Made in Mexico while he still had the sticks in his brain.
when the audience says, "You sick fuck," it is truly Moxley that they are summoning. He is the sick fuck because I have no doubt in my heart that this man loved every that shit.
Yeah, he did.
Like, the way that he was hamming it up. That whole sequence was crazy to see him do the Made in Mexico on him.
While he had the fucking sticks in his head.
With the sticks in his head.
That's insane.
That was nuts.
Would you ever, like, okay, I talked to Vanilla about this when Vanilla used to do, like, training for doing moonsaults. It's like, you have to get used to being upside down. That's, like, the fear, is your brain, you have to train your brain to not panic when your body's upside down. But imagine how scary being upside down is while you have fucking sticks in your head. That's also insane.
That's gotta, like, do weird nerve stuff to your face. You know, like, you ever, like, pull a hair out and, like, sneeze? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's like, I feel like there's something crazy going on. But that's, I forgot about that spot. That was crazy.
That was fucking nuts.
Pasta mania.
Yeah. The climax was Orange Cassidy channeling Saitama as he wrapped his fist and then punched glass and dug his fist into the broken glass.
I screamed.
Well, first he gave Claudio 3 Superman punches, and Claudio's a superhuman, so he kicked out. And so that's when he's
Which
like,
is
fuck
believable,
this.
honestly.
And he's the Ring of Honor champion, needs to be protected and all that. So then he punches the glass, digs his fist into the glass. He's about to kill Claudio. Then, like, Moxley beats him up. Eddie comes in for the save. Eddie says, fuck you, and drives Moxley through the table. And then Orange Cassidy glass punches Claudio, who gives an amazing sell, by the way. Claudio dropping from that glass punch was a thing of beauty.
Made me scream.
I
stood up and screamed.
It was the most, like, heroic. I remember when Hangman defeated Moxley when he, like, hung him. I feel like this was the most heroic AEW moment since then. Like,
Yeah.
Cassidy
Well, and
punching the
once
glass.
again, it's
Like,
because these boys are not deathmatch wrestlers. This
Right.
is not their wheelhouse. So to see them have to go to this extreme is like really
yeah.
got me worked up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh."
Katie texted me, "Did Trent lose a bet or something?"
Yeah,
And I,
because it was before Sue showed up, and like once again, I have to really emphasize what a mark I am. So I
Yeah.
really thought this match was just gonna be them like killing them.
they got killed for a while. I was talking to my friends. I was like, "You think Trent's getting like a raise? He's been bled like 5 times in the last month. Like they've really beat the fuck out of him."
Yeah, I've noticed recently Trent's really been getting like the shit kicked.
It's
so
because
I'm
of
hoping,
this feud. It's just
I
because
hope
he's
it's
feuding with these
leading.
guys. Yeah.
I hope it leads to something for him.
Yeah.
Because it's so upsetting. to watch.
Yeah, he's great. I've always been a big Trent fan. Like, I like to say Trent's like my 3rd favorite mid-carder. I always say that.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta have favorite mid-carders. Trent's my
I
number
do.
3.
I do.
Love him. So, yeah, that was, I think that was one of my favorite things on the show. And along with this next match, which was FTR defeat the Young Bucks in 21 minutes 45 seconds for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I do think this was the 3rd best match of their series, but I also think it was
It's
excellent.
still so good to watch them.
Yeah,
they're
it was
so good together.
excellent. Yeah. The Matt Jackson and Dax Harwood suplex exchange spot in the middle, that's so hard to do. Like, I was just watching that, like, how are they doing this?
Time.
How are they doing this? Like,
oh man,
it's so wild.
I love that.
Yeah. They did both the callback to their first match, where Cash missed the 450, and Matt super kicked him and pinned him, but this time Cash survived. And then the callback to their second match, where FTR gave Matt Jackson the double smooches on the cheek and the shatter machine, and Matt survived that.
Can I just complain about something real fast?
Sure.
That's very stupid.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson come out in their Freddie Mercury costume. And there was a different Freddie Mercury moment where they just straight up play the song in the show. I forget when.
I forgot when too, but yes, you're right.
But yet, Emmy Great is nowhere to be. Not Emmy Great. God, that's
Sakura.
That's a drag queen from Brooklyn. Jesus Christ.
Emmy Great. I learned something just now.
That's an Asian drag queen from Brooklyn that I love very much. Please support
Asian.
Emmy Great.
Sweet.
She's really great. She raises a lot of money for people.
Awesome. Shout out to Emmy Great.
Wow. That was the biggest brain fart I've had in quite some time.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck. That's embarrassing.
No, we have to shout out Emmy Great, Katie. Yeah.
Yeah, truly support her. I love her very much. She's a true original. But
you were thinking of the lead of Naruto, Emi Sakura.
Yes. Who literally used to come out dressed like Freddie Mercury. God, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, joke. Whatever. Let's keep going.
No, it was like, people did point this out. This kind of bullshit that there was a lot of Queen stuff, but like Emi Sakura, who was doing the Queen stuff, wasn't on the show, and we all love Emmy, and she's a legend and a trainer, and she,
Yeah.
So.
Please check out Choco Pro Wrestling. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. She trained Hikaru Shida. I forget if she trained Riho.
Yeah, she did. I'm pretty sure.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, she trained both of them.
She trained all of them, man.
I mean, she's trained like everybody, yeah. So, and she's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, this was a great match.
If you want to watch a good battle royale, watch the Halloween Choco Pro Battle Royale from 2021, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest, stupidest things I ever have seen. I believe she's dressed up. Somebody dresses up as Rocky, and they sing the Rocky theme song, except no one knows what to do, so they go Stallone, Stallone. One of the greatest things of all time.
Yeah. It was a great match. I don't really have much to say. I'm trying to speed us up here a little bit, because we still got stuff to do. But yeah, any other thoughts about that, Katie? FTR won. They won. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I think it makes sense with everything. I was kind of surprised, but I hope
but in a good way.
They do something. What did they announce on Dynamite? It was like really forced.
There's an 8-man tag. They're doing an 8-man tag for All Out.
Right, between them and
Club Gold.
Bullet Club Gold, which is my favorite stable right now.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah.
So
Cardboard
that makes
white.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bucks and FTR work really well together. I know I predicted that they would drop it to them, but
I did too.
that's because I don't know what I'm talking about.
I thought after Cash, I thought FTR was gonna win until Cash got the thing, and then I'm like, oh, maybe they're gonna lose, but no.
You know, I think like we talked about, Cash's gun situation, Fear the Revolver, was just some wrestler shit. Like, when I read about it, I'm like, it's not good, but I'm sure it happens all the time.
It happens. Happens to the Usos.
I'm sure corporate already knew about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it was already dealt with.
Worse, actually, the Usos went through worse stuff, actually. But anyway.
Yeah.
The second match on the main show was the trios match. The Golden Elite, the ultimate team of babyfaces, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Hangman Page, lost to Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Konosuke Takeshita. I thought this was excellent. This was maybe my other favorite thing on the show. I love this. I love Super
I love Jay White.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
I love Takeshita.
Yeah.
I love him, man.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm so glad he's in the mix. Like, this was like, wow, just for me.
This is fantastic, yeah.
So good.
This is an all-star trios match if ever there was one. I did, as a joke, I said to my friends, like, oh my god, it's 5 main eventers and Juice Robinson. But now I'm not wrong.
It was.
But I also
wrong.
like Juice. Juice is also great as well.
Juice is very good in the position he is playing right now, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
He came out, okay, first of all, Juice straight up is looking like a member of the Electric Mayhem, the band on the Muppets. He had a belt on his trunks. I'm like, this guy's fucking nuts. I love him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a fucking nut job. Like, I used to not like him that much in New Japan, but I've been loving him since he came to AEW. I'm like, this psycho he's literally Animal, like, from the Muppets. Like, that's like who he is right now, and I just want him to ramp that up to 100.
Yeah.
And Takeshita, evil with Takeshita in his lady's jacket. So good.
What else is there in this world?
Now, Kenny and Kota, they're wearing matching gear, which is down the middle, you know, referring to their past and their future together as friends and lovers. I just wish it was better constructed. Kenny clearly put the order in on this, because Kota would have went to someone Japanese who would have done a cut and sew job much better than this. And I just, once again, Kenny, I am here with my hands out asking for you to put real pants on. That's all I ask. Just put on some real pants.
Yeah.
Just do it. I know you have. I've seen it.
His big league gear. His, yeah.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad as when he was just coming out in, like, leggings from the mall. Mm-hmm. But
I texted you and asked, and you gave it like a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
6.5?
Yeah, it's like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've seen so much worse from him, but I've seen better.
Yeah.
What happened to Seth Roth, Kenny? Come on.
Seth Roth. Bro, that's still an all-time entrance for me. I'll still like watch that on YouTube. Like when I just like, I'm just like feeling like, oh, you know, I need a kick. I need to pick me up. I'm gonna watch Kenny Omega come out of the Tokyo Dome to One Winged Angel again. Kota Ibushi. I'm a little concerned. I'm not saying that he's washed. I don't think he's washed. That's not fair.
I don't think he's washed.
I think he's either rusty or maybe he's gonna be washed soon. So I'm a little concerned.
It depends which way he takes it. I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah.
I don't blame him because he went hard for so long that I think now that he's free from the thumb of New Japan, like I kind of am happy for him, honestly.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
I'm not trying to be mean to our favorite himbo. It's more like he's been at such a high standard for so long. It's noticeable that he's like at a 9 out of 10.
Because he was my top guy for a long time. Like my personal top guy. So to see him anything other than an A+, that's what we're reacting to.
Yeah, he was like a solid B+ in this match, and that's really noticeable for Kota Ibushi.
Kota, who used to be like a psycho who I think has never eaten a piece of bread in his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In terms of his body, like, and his his energy, his explosiveness, his
Especially
flexibility
against Jay White, who I think is operating like
at a high
at his
level.
top, at the highest level. You know, he
Yes.
was already atop the game in New Japan, but like he hasn't skipped a beat since he showed up, and they weren't using him for a while. So it's shocking to see how good he is. You know?
No, you see, especially when you see how like Kenny Omega was like, okay, Kota botched his own fucking triangle moonsault, and it's not like a huge deal. Again, it's not a huge deal, but it was, it's like it's his. Kenny Omega copied the move from him, and he did it correctly, and Kota fucked it up. So like, it's noticeable things like that. You see like Hangman in there and Takeshita, these like hard hitting fucking beautiful
we do love
men.
Hangman, don't we, folks?
And this, since we've been positive for so long, Katie, this leads me into another rant I'm going to go on that I went on about 4 a.m. yesterday after watching One Piece. Katie, do you know what match Hangman has at All Out?
I don't remember.
No, it's don't worry about it. He doesn't have a match at All Out, Katie. Hangman Page
I should have known.
does not have a match at All Out. Now you might be saying, "Oh, well, he had a match at Wembley, and
No, he didn't. He had a three-way.
he had a trios match. Yeah, he had a trios match where he was
3 trios.
like the 4th guy in it. Hangman Page, the guy. When's the last time he had a singles match, Katie Rose Leon? Out of curiosity. No. Well, he had one on Rampage tonight, so that he broke the streak. But before Rampage tonight, his last singles match.
We haven't watched it. It hasn't aired yet.
It hasn't aired yet by the time we're watching this. Yeah. So by the time we're recording this, but before that, he hadn't had a singles match since he beat Moxley in the Texas Death back in February.
What the fuck's going on?
Katie, I wish I could tell you. Isn't he the main character of this promotion?
I thought he was.
I thought he was.
He is right.
Did he do something wrong? What did he do wrong, Tony?
Maybe
Everybody?
he's being punished because of the whole CM Punk thing.
But,
I don't know.
Is he, though?
I'm just spitballing. I don't get
Here's
it.
the thing.
When I popped off like the other week, like he should be the face of the company.
Yes. And
for multiple reasons.
Other promotions, when they have a clear like protagonist, main top guy, they always have something for him to do. It doesn't mean he's always the top story.
He could talk, he could
but,
he could be scrambling backstage or something, just something.
No, MJF and Adam Cole are the top story right now. That's fine. And you have, Kenny Omega, Takeshi. That's also fine. You have your other stories.
Put him on commentary. Make him fight squash some local boy.
Yeah. How do they have nothing for Hangman to do? How is that possible? How is that?
I don't get it.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Tony? Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was wild. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
All Out seems a little sloppy.
Yeah. Well, we're just about to get to that, Katie. We have the opener. Last couple of matches to talk about here. So we have the opener, which was Punk defeated Samoa Joe.
I actually enjoyed this.
This was great.
I didn't want to like it. I hate Punk, and I was like, I can't believe I like that. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, that was lit. But then the night went on. I'm like, no, this is lit. So, like, in hindsight, it was like, it was a good match.
There are better things on the show, but yeah.
But I really enjoyed it, and I had every reason not to enjoy it. So
yeah, well, not every reason. You like Samoa Joe.
Oh, I love Samoa Joe.
Yeah, so we love Joe, and I basically went into this. I'm like, I bet here's what's gonna happen. Joe's gonna kick his ass for 95% of the match, and then Punk is gonna win, and that's what happened. He beat the fuck out of him.
I will say this about Punk as well. I'm bitching a lot. People not getting together. He understood he was on television. He shaved his beard.
Yeah.
He put on his pants and he took a shower and he worked out. And I will give him that credit.
He looked good.
Because I am about to shit on him in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do we want to get to that?
A little bit, because he's not totally in the wrong.
Yeah. Do we want to get to that before All Out, Katie? What do you think?
I just want to mention it real
Let's
fast.
go into let's get
There
into
was a pre-show match between Jack Perry and Hook.
Which I liked. I liked that match a lot, actually. So
I had a little bit of trouble with it for the reasons we're about to say.
Sure.
Which is that very early on.
Yeah.
So Jack Perry, he's a heel now.
He's
and
a bad
he's
guy.
like, I'm Mr. Hollywood. So he
Bad
comes
boy.
out in a car, as heels do.
Yep.
And he drags Hook up there and he points at the car and goes, "This is real glass." And they do a spot into the glass and he immediately slices himself open
Yes,
so
he does.
deeply that I am concerned. It really distracted me. And I'm not squeamish about blood, but I was genuinely like, he needs stitches immediately. And it, like, they learned nothing from, like, Goldberg almost severing his hand that time, I guess. Because, like, I was like, who said okay on this? Who said okay on this? They should have just put prop glass in there. Because, like, I'm sorry, it should have not been allowed to happen.
No, don't be sorry. I agree with you, Katie.
I love these kids. Like,
yes.
I think they're both really good, and I think Hook's about to do a whole really cool thing, and I can't wait for when Jack Perry goes after Taz that one time. You know, it's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with them. I was so distracted by how dangerous that was. It took me out of the fantasy of wrestling, and I just turned into a mom, and I'm like, oh my god, he needs stitches, he's bleeding everywhere!
Yeah. So, really quickly, I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible, because everyone's... So, the background is, a couple of weeks ago in Collision, Jack Perry wanted to do a spot with real glass. CM Punk told him, don't use real glass, and they had an argument about it. So on the show, Jack Perry says into the camera, "You see this is real glass, cry me a river." By the way, that's how you know Jack Perry's not really cool, because he says cry me a river. But anyway, I like Jack Perry, he's one of my guys, but he's just not a cool guy, it's what it is. He suplexes Hook in the glass, he cuts himself open. Punk goes out, he has his match, he gets busted open like a professional. He blades under the table like a professional does. Afterwards...
He does. Wait, I do want to say, that spot, I forgot about that spot. It was so amazing. Samoa Joe puts him through the announce table, and while he's inside the announce table, it's when he blades. And I was like, you know what?
Out.
That was like one of the greatest...
Yeah.
I loved that spot.
Yeah, it was great.
It was so good.
It was awesome. It was pro shit. That's how a pro does it.
I forgot about that.
And, you know, I love Jack Perry. I've been saying for I've always picked him as a future world champion, main event of this company. But, don't use real glass, Jack. What the fuck are you doing?
And,
who are you trying to prove? You don't have to prove to people that you're tough. It's okay.
I don't like Punk, and I don't think he should have fist fought him over this. But... Yeah. He wasn't wrong.
He's definitely not wrong.
You know, he wasn't wrong to be like, Jack, don't use glass. And it pains me to side with him because I hate him so much.
Yeah.
This shows you how, once again, I'm the world's greatest wrestling commentator because I hate CM Punk and I loved his match and I think he was right to be mad at this young man.
Agreed.
So,
yep.
And it pains me.
So there's some story that broke, and the thing is about this story, there have been so many versions of it. They had an altercation afterwards, and it's like there were witnesses. TK was apparently there, and monitors fell on him or whatever the fuck.
Also, we've talked about how wrestling, like, news outlets are basically gossip brags. Like, they don't do good reporting. Because someone added on to this story, and they're like, oh, Brody hurt his hand, and it's because he punched the wall out of frustration out of the CM Punk Jack Perry thing. I'm like, no, he he got hurt in his match. People are just, don't fucking lie.
People are just, like, making shit up about it. And it's
like fuck off.
Part of the reason we don't have good wrestling media is because the wrestling business has carny roots, and it's still very cloak and daggery, and we're never going to learn what really happened. We still don't know what happened All Out last year. We're not going to learn what happened this year with this shit. So I don't really even care about to get into that because I want to talk about All Out with the time that we have. But long story short, they're both suspended. Pick your side, whatever. It's like I don't really have any. It's what it is. It
is what it is.
They're suspended, and so we'll see what happens.
But I still think, honestly, like, not to be this bitch, at the end of the day, it's on whoever okayed that glass. I'm sorry, but someone on production or upstairs should have just said, Tony should have said no.
Yeah.
And I believe that firmly. Like, it's your job to protect your talent, even from themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
you have to.
You just gotta say no.
Yeah, you have to.
And that's how you feel about it. Chris Daniels, you're in HR. Get on this.
Don't use real glass, kids. You
don't
have
real
to.
Glass. No headbutts.
You don't have to prove how tough you are.
There's other ways to do it. Yeah. There was a barbed wire fuck fest like 2 hours later. Like, you couldn't do any of the other.
Yeah.
Make him step on Legos or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. That being said, I do want to say that I did really like the Jack Perry hook match, though. But not because of the glass stuff, really, but...
Once I was able to, like... Once it was, like, clear that he wasn't bleeding out, I was able to get into it, and it was good. And that's why I was like, why take away from this, like, naturally good match?
Yeah. I was actually... It's my favorite hook match to date. I thought it was his most complete performance.
He's done nothing but improve.
Yeah.
Which is cool to watch.
It is.
Because at first I was like, what the fuck is this little Mac out here?
No, but this match required a more complete performance from him, and he stepped up, so...
Yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes. Because at first I wasn't buying it, but now I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
Send Hook, baby.
Red Hook, let's go!
Yeah, we already talked about the opener with MJF and Adam Cole being the most over people on Earth, so we can move over to All Out now.
Let's do this quickly.
Let's do it quick.
A pain in the dick. But
so
I'm starting to lose my voice.
Yeah, and we've already been going for over an hour. So, Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley is the main event for the AEW International Championship. How dare you main event a show without a world title match, Tony Khan? You piece of shit, motherfucker! Asking me to pay $50 for this, but also I love Orange Cassidy, so I will pay you $50. Fuck you.
Yeah.
How dare you make me pay $50 for this? But also I'm gonna do it.
Listen. Am I paying for it? But
I thought about not buying the show, Katie. I'll be honest with you. But Orange Cassidy cut that promo, and I like him.
I mean, I am excited for it. I'm not excited to see Orange Cassidy get bit in the face. I'm not excited for the fork. I don't like seeing him bleed, but that's what's gonna happen.
Probably.
I have a person who's barely watched wrestling. He's only seen it with me twice, and that's the only wrestling he's watched in the past like 20 years. And he says, "Oh, Jon Moxley, that's the guy who likes to bleed and stuff."
Yep, that's correct. That is correct. So that's the main event. The other biggest match of the show here is Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita with in a singles match. It's just gonna be probably the best thing on the show. It's gonna be awesome. Who wins? Omega finally breaks his losing streak, or does Takeshita get one up on the god of pro wrestling? What do you think, Katie?
I really don't know. Because of how this show is put together, I honestly don't know. I mean, I know I'm excited for this match. Yeah. Because it'll be cool to watch.
Oh, yeah, let's do the out of 10 gimmick real quick. So, Cassidy and Moxley out of 10. How excited are you? I'm an 8. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say 8.
Yeah, Omega Takeshita, I would say 9 out of 10 for that one.
Yeah, 9 out of 10, definitely.
Yeah. Bullet Club Gold. Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, Jay White, Juice Robinson versus FTR and the Young Bucks.
It's like there's no stakes here, but it's gonna be lit.
I guess. Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm just kind of over this on a pay-per-view. I'm just like, it just feels like a road...
It does feel like a weekday match.
It's like a New Japan Road 2 show match. I'm like, whatever. I'm at like a 5. I'll go 6 out of 10, I guess. It will be good.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay. It will be
I'm a little more excited than you.
Yeah.
But I also, who knows? I don't know how I'm going to fare on this one, if I'm going to be honest.
Sure. Better Than You, Baby. Adam Cole and MJF versus... You want the spoilers, Katie? Everyone who's watching this already knows, so we might as well.
Yeah.
It's the Dark Order. Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
So happy for them.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I'm really happy for them because John Silver... Man, I mean, they've been done so dirty, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's the Long Island.
Yeah. The Long Island off. The Long Island Bowl.
I'm happy to see this, honestly.
I'll go 7 on this one.
I'm 7 too.
Yeah. Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. Who the fuck is Shane Taylor? Like, I know, but if I'm just someone who watches AEW, how the fuck do I know who Shane Taylor is, Tony? What is this? Yes, I love Samoa Joe. We all love Samoa Joe. But who the fuck is Shane Taylor? If he was going to be on the pay-per-view, you should have put him on Dynamite or Collision. I'm sorry for yelling.
Or anything.
Anything.
Yeah, this is sloppy, I gotta say.
Come on.
Like,
I like Shane Taylor too, but I I can't sit here and tell my friends.
This is not Shane Taylor's fault.
No.
But this is once again like
Promote
I hate
him.
it.
Promote him. You're a promoter.
I hate it when AEW relies on the fact that a lot of their fans are indie wrestling people.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not good television.
Like, I have to put over Shane Taylor to my friends. I'm promoting your guy for you. I have to tell my friends, oh no, Shane Taylor's good actually. You should want to watch this. They don't know who he is. They watch the show with me every week. We watch 4 hours of your content, sometimes 5,
it's actually
every week.
Crazy. Because I watch a lot of their shit too.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh, but we don't watch Ring of Honor, so we don't know who the fuck Shane Taylor is. Well, if he was going to be on the pay-per-view, put him on Dynamite or something.
Yeah, like a single promo, bro.
Christ. Yes, please. Oh my god. It's not that hard. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm at a 6 because I think it'll be good. But like,
I think 6 is fair.
Shane Taylor is good, and Joe's legendary.
It's no one's fault, you know.
But like,
they'll wrestle fine.
No one's gonna care about this match in the crowd. This match is gonna die a death because no one knows who the fuck Shane Taylor is. Anyway, Eddie Kingston, Katsuyori Shibata versus Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. I mean, that's a cool match. It's a pretty cool match. But there's no stakes.
If you don't cry when that Shibata music comes on, I don't care who you are, bro. You're
I see what you did here, Tony. You added Shibata, so now I can't bury it.
I know, it's literally what it is.
I would usually bury an Eddie Kingston Claudio tag match because it's like, oh, I see, like, it's like you're putting them in a match, but it's not really, it's not a blow off. So you're just like, you're fucking with me, is what you're doing.
I mean, this whole match
but you put Shibata in, so I can't be mad now.
This whole match is like everything else is hastily put together and kind of a fuck you.
Kinda, yeah. It's like, I can't go below a 5 because you put Shibata in, but like 5.
5,
like,
yeah.
It's like cool, but like, who cares? It's not like, this is what I told my friends. It's like, I don't watch pay-per-views for just like cool little matches or for tags and I'm here for blow-offs and culminations of stories and catharsis, and you're barely giving me any of it on the show, Tony.
It makes no sense that this show is happening. It's just happening because they probably already booked the venues after Wembley started getting put together, and so they were just like, we have to do it.
And that's
like,
the date they got for Wembley.
That's literally what this is.
That's what it is. They got the Wembley day, they had to do it. But I can still yell and be mad about it, and still pay $50 for it. Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. Well, at least you kind of told a story with this. Ruby Soho came out to interfere in a match, and Statlander took her to the back like Mommy does, and now they're gonna have a match. Mommy's home.
I like this match up.
Yeah.
I wish there was more to it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like it better than anything else they've been doing. So
5. I'll go 5.
Yeah, 5.
I'll go 5. I don't know. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. You shot an angle for this.
Oh yeah, big boys.
Yeah, you shot
stupid.
You shot an angle for this 3 weeks ago.
Do you forget that Hobbs has the death note? The angle is Hobbs has the death note, and Miro thinks he's God, and they're both big. Like, this is so stupid, bro. Like, this is like, so dumb.
This is like one of those things that's like, it's a good feud on paper, but what have you done with it? It's like, he attacked him 3 weeks ago.
This is messy. This pay-per-view's messy!
It's a mess. It's a mess. I mean, there's a world where I would be like 9 for this match, but like the way you set this up, like fucking 5. Like what do you want from me?
This could have just been on tonight. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason this should be a pay-per-view match right now.
I said this could be a Dynamite or Collision main event easily. Like, what have you done to make it feel like a pay-per-view match? What groundwork have you laid?
We haven't seen Miro wrestle.
No.
In like a year?
What? Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah. I don't know. And then we have the one thing you actually built to. Luchasaurus defends against Darby Allin. The one match you actually have been telling a story to build to on this whole fucking show. I'll give you Orange Cassidy and Mox and Omega and Takeshita. So you had three matches you built to. Out of fucking how many? 9. That's not a good... It's a bad percentage, Tony. It's a bad percentage. You had a fucking battle royal for who's going to fight Adam Cole and MJF. He had a battle royal on a Rampage. Nobody even watches Rampage. I mean, I do, but that doesn't count.
I occasionally will like
Yeah.
watch it, a couple days after.
God
But
damn it. So Luchasaurus and Darby Allin 8. That should be good, and you built it up. So credit. What do you think, Katie? You don't like Darby, so 7.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I like Luchasaurus, and I'm excited he's allowed to wrestle again. I don't know why he
Yeah.
hasn't been, but
I guess he had an arm injury for a little while, but
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, people forget because of the Cole Christian Cage heel gimmick. Luchasaurus is the TNT champion. He has been for a little while now.
And he's
it's pretty cool.
good. I like him.
He is. He's good.
And I want him to read me medieval poetry because I heard that's what his degree's in.
Oh, yeah. Medieval specifically?
Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
yes, like
He's like a knight. He reads like knight poems and shit.
basically,
Um,
from what I understand.
That's all out, Katie. That's the card. Are you excited?
No.
Yeah. Can you not wait? You feel that
Not excited.
amped, Katie, for that card?
I would skip it if I didn't have this podcast. If I'm being real with you.
Wow. I can't believe we're there already. I thought it would be like way longer before we said that about an AEW show, but... Oh, by the way... Sorry,
It's
go
just
ahead.
because of the circumstances. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like,
Yeah. But you know what? You knew about Wembley for months ago. So fucking plan better. I don't know. What do you want? This is your job to promote your shows. Sam Taylor, by the way, he won a tournament on Ring of Honor TV. That's why he's getting this title shot, which I didn't even know. I have a podcast.
heard nothing about it. I've heard nothing about it.
I didn't even know that. I watched a lot of wrestling. Well, I hate to leave on such a dour note, Katie, because Wembley was a great show. And to be honest, this show will probably be good. I wouldn't bet against it.
It'll be fun. It's just like on
But-
paper,
Yes.
it's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure watching it'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be great. And though we do have a happy ending, Katie.
Yes.
Well, the official Lawson Leong's Professional Wrestling Patreon is launched, baby. Patreon.com/Happy Wrestling. That's
Happy Wrestling.
That is the place where you can support us, and so
yeah, if you want to encourage us to be more professional, this is where you do it.
$5 a month is we're starting with the bare bones so far. We got $5 tier so far. Maybe we'll add more tiers later.
Yeah, we still we haven't figured out the specifics of what we can offer.
I'll be completely honest with you. I launched this without having a meeting with Katie about it first because I wanted to get it out there. What has to happen is me and Katie have to talk about
we
this
have
now.
to agree on what we're doing.
Yes.
Is the problem here.
Yes. I just launched it because I wanted to get it out at the beginning of the month. And now that I've done that, me and Katie can talk about what we actually want to do with it.
Listen, Lawson's a man of action, and I respect that.
Sure,
so,
yes. I mean,
at the end of the day,
we are men of action. Lies do not
It's the-
become us, Princess Bride. He says it to the six-fingered man, which is anyway. Yeah, so you can support us $5 there. I'll tell you straight up, one of the things I plan to put on there is so like a crazy person. Back when I was very unemployed in my 20s, I would make pro wrestling MVs, and I have a lot of them.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good tier. You guys got to get into that.
I have
I've
a
only
lot of
seen
them.
one of them. I'm very excited.
Recently, like, Benel's hired me to like make videos of his matches as well, and some other indie wrestlers have. So I've incorporated it to be like a thing I do. But if you subscribe to the Patreon, I have the top 15 2023 G1 episode matches. I made highlight videos of all 15 of them. They'll be going up this month. If you weren't able to catch the best of the G1, you can watch them all. I mean, every video is like 3 minutes, so you can watch them all in like 15 minutes.
This is a good deal, Lawson. I did not know what you were going to put up there because I'm like, I don't agree with anything.
Yeah. So that's the current content. If you want more like current content, like if you want me to do the highlights of
His videos are great.
Wembley?
You guys, This
Yeah.
is very good.
Yeah.
This is a good offer.
And also, if you, I just thought of, if you have song choices, if you want like specific song choices, let me know, because I just like, I try not to be so generic. It's not like all like fucking Breaking Benjamin or whatever, but it's like, I try to do some weirder stuff. But yeah, if you have like specific
I'll get
songs
in there,
you wanna hear-
Lawson. I'll help
Yeah.
you with that.
Yeah, Katie will help me with that. And yeah, so but yeah, that's the tier. So you can watch that, and I'll be putting up more of those historically. I have videos going all the way back to like 2013, even like 2013-14 New Japan.
That's so amazing.
If you never watched the OG Okada Tanahashi series, now those are not as well edited. I was younger then, but I got them, so I'll put them up there. So
This is so good. I love
Yeah.
this so much.
It was kind of, I got the idea, Katie, when you were talking about your music thing, because I can't put these online, like they'll get copyright
Yeah,
struck.
they'll get.
This
yeah,
is the perfect
this
place
is
for them.
This is the perfect venue for them.
Yeah, and I have a lot of them. I have like more. I have a disturbing amount of them, to be honest with you. I was very unemployed in my 20s. This is all I'm gonna say. I was
Let's
doing
go.
stand up and watching wrestling, so I have like too many of them.
Art
And
is
this is-
important.
And this is
okay?
where you get them. This is where you'll get
You
my
are
whole
an
collection.
artist.
Yeah. This is where you'll get my whole collection. And yeah. So yeah, patreon.com/happy wrestling. And yeah, anything else, Katie, before we leave these fine folks? Okay,
Tired.
we'll be here next week with a
Yes.
review of All Out and other shit.
Other shit, I'm sure.
Yeah. And
Maybe CM Punk will punch another person. Who knows?
God, he's suspended and he's still fighting people.
CM
He
Punk
comes out,
watch.
Yeah. Yeah, keep your blinders on. And with that, as always, happy wrestling!
Happy wrestling!
Just another MC, unknown to the masses. I used to cut class, now I only cut classics. I dropped out of school, flow above average. I knew I could fly, all to my advantage. As soon as I landed, I was taking off. Emptied out the vault, every penny was a thought. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. Set a course, all aboard on the SS Smoke. The journey is imperative, even if it's perilous. We all toe the line and I climb on Mount Everest. It never gets any less treacherous. Trench to the tomb, the ghoul should have expected it. Remember, it's the end of the beginning, so just settle in. When you listen to the session, better tell a friend. Even if he's alien, don't have him wait inside the lobby, you could send him in. And this is what I tell him then. My oh my, where do I begin? If I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? Do it all again. Can we take it from the top? Top from the top. So my oh my, where do I begin? If I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? I don't know. Can we take it from the top? So I step to the plate, receiving my fate. Designated spitter, but they call me DH. Fastball splitter, oh, the corners I paint. As a home run hitter, send the ball into space. I'm destined to be great. Bonds hitting bombs in the bay. Banging on beans so they throw them away. Are they down in the dirt? Advancing the third. I'ma slide in the home with the weight of the world on me. Yeah, load up the bases. Round in the bag on my search for oasis. Dug out the hole, now it's off to the races. Standing on deck and I'm all in your face. Yeah, you strike out swinging, owe it all to my aces. Went from last place to setting the pace. I'm recording the save as the next sensation. Time to start winning after L's have been blazed in. My oh my, where do I begin? If I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? Can we do it all again? Can we take it from the top? Top from the top. So my oh my, where do I begin? If I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? I don't know. Can we take it from the top? This is ethereal. Pipe organs in cathedrals. No matter what lane I'm in every single vehicle. Come for the ride, look, I even saved the seat for you. You wanna rhyme, we can spit over a beat or two. Me to you, I guarantee that any beat will do. And I'll dissolve anything the acid hasn't eaten through. After life I spit Beetlejuice. Wonder what's the ruckus and discover an abundance of my people, dude. I'm here to see it through. I feel the need to do it. If the window don't break, we could troubleshoot it. Too acute with the symptoms, the only cure is music. I know my smile is contagious, the style is rather crooked. Queens native, never say that I'm out of Brooklyn. From Astoria, way before it was cooking, it was J and I, Lester B and Bri. I can't forget Michael, whole crew going. My oh my, where do I begin? If I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? Can we do it all again? Can we take it from the top? Top from the top. So my oh my, where do I begin? if I do wrong, then where do I end? Can we do it all again? Can we do it all again? Can we take it from the top, from the top? So my own